What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're gonna be finishing up all the frame work on this car. Well, actually, all we need to do is paint it in. As you guys see in the previous video, we got this piece all installed with all the factory rivets, and we went ahead and seam sealed it all up. So now what we need to do is go ahead and get everything prepped for paint. So we need to strip a couple of the stuff off, get everything taped up, and get it painted in. So we got the entire car all nice and taped up, and guys, check it out. We went ahead and threw some primer over the seam sealer, and it just looks absolutely amazing. And even down here, everything looks good. And that's just the primer. So once we actually throw the base coat and then the clear coat, it's gonna look fresh. So let's go ahead and grab some paint and get this thing painted in. So there it is, guys. The frame piece is nice and painted in, and check out that seam sealer. Everything turned out beautiful. Basically looks just like factory. It is a little bit different from the factory. The factory is a little bit smoother, but it turned out amazing. Got everything nice and clear coated, painted everything in so nothing's gonna rust or anything like that. Now what we're gonna go ahead and start doing is start putting in all this stuff down here. We got all these new brackets right here. We can go ahead and put the rebar back on for good. So let's go ahead and grab these parts and start getting this thing back together. So we pretty much have the entire front end back together. We got the radiators, the entire complete setup back together over here. And we also put all these plastic pieces. There's really honestly not much components in the front of this car. And we also got both side coolers. Now what I'm gonna go ahead and do is get this fender on. What we need to do is grab these plastic pieces off the old fender and all these little metal clips, and we can put the new fender on the car. So we went ahead and put all the stuff up here back together, like the hood latches, everything went back in its original spot, bolted everything up correctly. Now what we're gonna go ahead and do is jack the car up and change the oil, because as you guys know, the oil cooler was busted up front. So we went ahead and bought all the necessary oil. It takes around 10 quarts. So let's go ahead and jack the car up, put it on some jack stands, and change the oil. Lucky with you. You hear me?
It's good?
It's full oil.
Oh, good?
Yeah, we didn't even have to change it.
It's all good. I'd rather just have a brand new one, you know?
We would probably replace the filter later, because there's no way I'm going to be able to get it off.
Yeah.
So we went ahead and drained all the oil, and the good thing was there was full oil, so we probably didn't even have to change it, but it is good to just go ahead and change it, because as you guys know, that oil cooler was busted, and I'm pretty sure if you would have started this car with that thing off, it would have drained all that oil out in about 2 minutes. So now that we have that, we're gonna go ahead and lower the car back down and fill it up with the fresh oil. So we got all the oil inside the car. Now what we need to do is go back to the BMW dealership and get some antifreeze, fill it up, and then we can drive this thing. So we're here at the dealership, and we're probably gonna go ahead and pick up a new BMW because ours is kind of slow and it's taking forever to fix. So we're gonna go in here and order one. Just kidding, guys. You know we don't buy new cars. We're gonna go in here and get some antifreeze, head back to the shop, and drive that M5. One piece now.
Well, ours are
The ones that we have right now, they're chromed out. We're just gonna sand them and then just paint them in like that. Those headlights are good new ones.
That's crazy.
Those are sick.
Gaps are nice and small. I like it.
Alright, so drop this stuff.
That should be enough. Yeah, that makes 2 gallons.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so you should be good.
What do you have to do?
You
half
mix
water?
it 50-50 with distilled water.
So check this out. BMW of Chattanooga actually hooked us up for free for these 2 gallons of antifreeze. Daniel Taylor over here, the parts manager, hooked us up with all the parts. Everything's good. So if you need a car or something, head over here and pick one up. We got all the coolant, and this is the half and half, so you mix half water and half coolant. So let's go ahead and fill it up, and then we'll mix it with water.
Clearing.
So we got all the coolants and oil inside the car. Now let's go ahead and crank this thing up. All we need to do is put the battery on and see if it starts. So it's the moment of truth right now. Let's go ahead and see if this thing will fire up. Check that out, everything runs good. All right guys, so we've been letting the car warm up. It's almost halfway there, but man, listen to this exhaust. That thing sounds nasty. Everything's looking good. We're gonna just let it warm up a little bit more and see, make sure everything is good. Check the oil level. The cool thing about BMWs is everything's on here. The oil level actually, let's see, how do you go here? I think you go to your car and you can actually check your oil level on this device right here. And it says oil level is okay, so that's good. So we're gonna keep letting it warm up and then maybe take it up for the road. This thing sounds incredible, guys. So now that we know everything is good up front, we're gonna go ahead and shut the car off because we do have our seat belt and our knee airbag. So let's go ahead and install both of those. Not 40. So here's our seat belt. We actually shipped it off to Safety Restore and they went ahead and rebuilt it. Check it out right here. Got the nice fresh seatbelt. So if you ever want to get your seatbelt rebuilt or change the colors of your seatbelt, hit up Safety Restore. They do all of our seatbelts and it always turns out amazing. Now let's go ahead and install this thing in the car. That's exactly what we're building that truck with. Now I need to slip this through here. So we got the driver's seat belt all installed and we're good to go. Now all we need to do is put this lower knee airbag in and the interior will be 1000% complete. So we got the knee bag all installed and the interior is pretty much 100% complete. The airbag light still is on because there's the fuse in the back, the pyro fuse. It kind of blew up and we forgot to order it. But we once we get that order, the airbag light will be off and the check engine light is on because our air, or I think it's like an ambient air temperature sensor in the front is off. But now what I want to do is go ahead and put these headlights on and take this thing up the road and see how it drives. Went ahead and put the bumper and the headlights on. Everything's bolted up on 2 bolts on each side, so everything should be good to go. Now let's take it up the road and see how it drives.
It's on Sport Plus mode, so open up the window.
Oh,
This thing pulls or what?
yeah.
This
Just a
thing
little bit
pulls.
right there, but the steering wheel is straight. That's good.
Oh yeah, we haven't even aligned it or anything yet.
Nope.
That's insane.
Oh,
Which gas station you want to go to?
Oh, the one all the way down there.
All right. Hello.
Hi.
How you doing?
Here, I'll get it. I'll get it.
Oh, she got it for us.
The trunk open for some reason.
Give me a ride, do you?
Thank you.
You don't feel like giving me a ride?
We're
do
doing a
you?
YouTube video right now. Sorry. Thanks for closing it for us though.
What are we in?
Here's that thing purring too at the back.
Is that sport mode right there?
Yeah, you're on Sport Plus now. You're just put on efficient. All right, there you go.
Dang.
Oh, that thing's, you heard those turbos?
Oh yeah, it sounds amazing.
All right, one pull up to the gas.
It was pretty quick. We can't do too much in it
Yeah.
right now. You know, we're just test driving it.
How do the brakes? Brakes good?
Oh, brakes are amazing.
Nice.
All right, guys, so we just got back from our first test drive. The car drives absolutely amazing. The brakes were a little bit rusty because it was kind of sitting, so we have to drive it a little bit more, get those going good. But the alignment is perfect. Everything is perfect. No cooling issues, no overheating. Everything went together smoothly. But that's going to be a wrap for today's video. In the next video, we'll definitely go ahead and start sanding it down, get it painted, and the car will be pretty much done. But if you enjoyed today's video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, drop a like, follow us on Instagram at Vtuned, and go to vtuned.com if you want to cop some merch.